Hey guys, welcome back. It is week 4 in the month of forgiveness, also known as February. So in week 1, I gave you some definitions, and in week 3 last week, I gave this idea that we do not have to, God doesn't require us to forgive unless someone has asked for forgiveness, right? God doesn't forgive evil unless the person is repentant, and therefore we are not required to do more than God and forgive people who haven't asked for it or that aren't repentant. And so this idea of forgiveness is a transaction between two parties. But there's a whole lot of stuff in between the event and the transaction that we're going to hone in on today. And I'm going to talk about the spirit of forgiveness. And I think that this is why we get so confused with this idea of forgiveness, because there's this initial event, right? There's this initial trauma that happens when people hurt us. And then we're waiting, all the way over here for someone to apologize or to ask for forgiveness. And it's the middle part that I want to revisit again this week and to really hone in on, because that's where I think a lot of us have gotten stuck. I have gotten stuck. I've wasted a lot of time on this, and hopefully this will clear the air a little bit. So what we're talking about is the spirit of forgiveness. So in the Bible, it says that we're supposed to forgive, and, as many times as 70 times 7, right? That we're just supposed to forgive if someone asks for it. But there's a lot of stuff in between there that we have to do on our side of the fence in order to be ready to offer that forgiveness. So we have to prepare ourselves for that transaction. We have to make ourselves ready so that when someone does come and apologize or ask us for forgiveness, that we're ready. Because sometimes we're not. Sometimes people truly are sorry for what they've done and they've apologized and repented, meaning that they don't want to do that anymore. But sometimes we're just not ready to let it go. And what that means is that we have not done the work on our side of the fence. And I posted a couple of weeks ago that one of the sucky parts about forgiveness is that I'm in charge of fixing what somebody else broke. And that just doesn't seem fair, right? So someone hurts me and I have all these, feelings from the pain and all these emotions that I'm dealing with, and it's my job to fix it, even though they're the ones that broke it. So a lot of times we will wait until someone apologizes and we're just walking around with all the damage from the pain. And that's the part that I want to concentrate on. I want to talk about the spirit of forgiveness, because we're the ones that are in prison for that, right? And so there's a lot of people that have postulated that forgiveness is a one-sided deal. Like, I don't have to wait for that person to ask for forgiveness. I can just go ahead and heal, on my side, and I can say I forgive you. I don't necessarily have to say it to that person. And they've kind of made this like a one-sided transaction. And that's just, I think that is selling us all short, because it takes two people. And I'm going to show you why this is so important. So in the spirit of forgiveness, on my side of the fence, if somebody hurts me, right? So there's this initial trauma. So whatever it is, it could be small, it could be really big, whatever it is, someone has hurt me, right? And so I'm feeling pain. So maybe there's an injury, maybe there's pain, there's rejection, abandonment, betrayal, loss. These are all the things that I'm feeling from this trauma, which causes confusion, depression, loneliness, sadness, anger, bitterness, resentment, shame, and fear. So I'm the one walking around with all that stuff, right? So I have to clean that out. I have to heal on my side of the fence. I have to grieve. I have to heal and grieve. And I need friends and family to do that. We're injured in community, but we only heal through community. We can't do it on our own. So that might happen through group therapy. It might happen with individual counseling, a support group, Bible study, volunteering, classes or training or retreats. That's all in the spirit of forgiveness, so that when it comes time for this transaction, I'm ready to offer it. I'm ready, if the person is repentant, I'm ready to offer that forgiveness. Now, it doesn't mean, like I said last week, that we're going to enter right back into the relationship. They may not be safe. Their boundaries may need to be set. But if they're truly repentant, we can offer that forgiveness. But if they don't ask for it, or if they have passed and they're not capable, we still have to do the work on our side. We can't walk around with all this bitterness. So I want to flip the table a minute, and I want to hone in on why it's such a big deal that we have the spirit of forgiveness, but that forgiveness isn't offered unless the person asks for it, and it's a transaction. I want to hone in on that for a second. Let's flip the tables, and let's say that I'm the one that did wrong, and you can pretend that you're the one that did wrong. And so if I don't come to you, or to come to the person that I hurt, and I don't say to that person, you know what, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to hurt you. I was messed up back then. I was just dealing with my own stuff, and I said things that I shouldn't. I have behaved in ways that I shouldn't. Or maybe it was last week, and I'm really sorry. I know this is hurting you, and I can see the pain that it is causing you, and I don't want you to be in pain because of me. So I'm really sorry, and I'm please forgive me. If, as the offender, if I don't say that, look at all the growth that I am missing out on. I don't get to be near you unless I say that, right? Because a relationship there's trust. And if I don't care about the pain that you're in, that I have caused, there's no relationship. There can't be. So when we have this one-sided, like, I'm just going to forgive that person without actually having that transaction, we're robbing that person of saying what I just said. We're robbing that person of their own growth. Now, whether they decide to do it or not is their deal, and it may never happen. There may never be a transaction. I still have to have the spirit of forgiveness to make myself ready in the event that they do ask for it. I need to get rid of my anger and deal with the grief of what I lost, go through the betrayal, all that on my side, so that I'm not carrying it around. Why is this so important? Because next month we're going to talk about love. So the whole rest of the journal, and if you're following along in the journal, I thank you. I really appreciate it. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, on my website, taraschiro.com/books. You can get it there, or Amazon and Barnes & Noble. But the whole point of the journal is that all of these are character traits. So we're going to start talking about the fruit of the Spirit for the next 9 months. We're going to go through love and joy and peace and patience. We all need peace and patience right now, and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness and self-control. We all need that in our society right now. It doesn't matter what you believe. We all need some peace, right? So I'm saying that these are all character traits, and that we can embody those and treat each other better and have better relationships. I'm not going to explain this in a big deal because I don't have time, but those 9 fruit of the Spirit that I just mentioned that we're going to go through for the next 9 months, they're given to us as a gift from God when we accept Jesus as our Savior. I don't have time to explain that in this video, but He doesn't just zap us. We're like, oh, we're just a peaceful person. He fills us with those character traits so that they are available to us, so that we can choose to use them. We can choose to learn patience and kindness, and we can have those, right? What He doesn't automatically fill us with, gratitude and forgiveness. The reason why gratitude and forgiveness are not a part of the fruit of the Spirit, these are given. These are a choice. We have to choose to be grateful. We have to choose to be forgiving. We have to choose to ask for forgiveness. If I don't ask for forgiveness, I don't get it. I can't heal myself. That's why it's so important that this is a transaction. And as a character trait, if we practice this spirit of forgiveness, we are going to set ourselves up to receive this love and the joy and the peace. I have to have the spirit of forgiveness and make myself ready to offer the forgiveness when it is asked for.